Things are better, but let's not kid ourselves. We are far from where we need to be.
One full year on the job, and Governor Eddie Calvo announced that the government of Guam is on its way to improving services and living within its means. Getting the finances in order started with the government stopping its 2-decade-old practice of robbing from residents their tax refunds. Calvo urged lawmakers to work with his administration to pay the balance of what's owed.
It's that same relief that we hoped that they can get again this year.
Calvo also stressed that bringing financial stability back to the government will also be achieved with further reorganization efforts and spending cuts, as well as the outsourcing of services such as the Department of Motor Vehicles at Rev and Tax, and giving animal control duties to island mayors. On Tuesday, the administration submitted its fiscal year 2013 budget, and the governor announced that his fiscal team will also eventually transition the government into performance-based budgeting.
We are demanding excellence and changing government so that it serves the people.
Getting tax refunds out, DOE no longer being in jeopardy of losing $60 million in ERA funding, and having 7 working ambulances instead of 2 when they first took office weren't achievements, he said, but instead just what the people of Guam expected. While she appreciated the various ideas that the governor proposed and looks forward to further discussing them, Speaker Judy Wonpat took issue with what the governor left out of his address, saying he failed to recognize her colleague for the work he did for the ERA funding for DOE and more.
Then the ambulances, it was again Senator Pangilinan who called Tony Babauta and asked if the monies were available, and he said, yes, all we need is a letter from the governor. I mean, give credit where credit is due. If you're going to do that for the other senators, be fair, and also recognize even the ones that you may not care for, but he's also an elected official and he's helping.
With consent decrees, permanent injunctions, and fines imposed by the federal government, Governor Calvo said enough is enough.
How is it right that we are made to pay for more than $750 million in federal mandates when the federal government still owes us nearly the same amount in reimbursements for its own obligation to us?
The administration is exploring aggressive avenues to hold the federal government accountable for the money it owes Guam, and it's something that Minority Leader Frank Blas Jr. wholeheartedly agrees with and has been pushing for several years.
Well, we would like to be able to address the water and wastewater facilities. We would like to be able to address our solid waste programs. We need to address our mental health capacities and our capabilities. We need to address our educational our education, and we need to address our health care. We just need those resources that were promised and those resources that we've had to utilize in their behalf to be able to accomplish these things.
The governor stressed that Guam supports the military buildup and criticized some lawmakers for sending mixed signals to Washington. He announced that he would be issuing an executive order impaneling the Guam First Commission advisory body so that all communications with Washington are made with one voice. It's something Senator Roy Respicio wished happened a year ago.
Without having that kind of structure, the very things that the governor talked about that have occurred over the year could have been avoided had he convened this Guam First Commission as he promised. And so I don't know what he's planning on doing in the coming week, where he said he would impanel the commission. Whatever means he does this, I'm looking forward to working with him in that kind of structure.
The governor closed with calling upon residents to find the courage and confidence within themselves to make their dreams for a better Guam a reality, and instill that hope and inspiration in their children so they too can imagine and achieve their Guamanian dream.
Each of you has an idea, something to contribute. Collectively, we can imagine Guam far into the future and then start building our way toward that vision.